Okay, welcome back again to our second episode of Zoo Tycoon 2 Complete Collection. So we are on tutorial 2, Construction. So in the following tutorial, we learned basically what to do, how to move around, how to use all of the different basically buttons. So now we are going to learn about how to make our exhibits. Okie dokie, here we go. So in this tutorial, you'll learn the basics of construction techniques, essentially how to make a basic exhibit, change the terrain, add animals, and make the paths and buildings for the guests. Here we go. So now we're going to recycle objects. Very handy tool. I usually use it in my campaign games to make a little bit of extra cash before you start the game because there's always going to be paths that are pre-built into each scenario. And of course, there's always money to be made on the shrubbery and trees that are littered around the entire game. Okay, so basically with recycle, you can use the recycle tool to remove unwanted objects, just like I said. So what we're going to do is we are going to get rid of this poor baobab tree. Poor baobab tree. You're about to go. Alright, so basically got some cash for that. So you don't get necessarily everything you paid for back, but it's still decent enough to get some money to help you out. However, like it says, you cannot recycle animals. You can't. I don't know if you can sell. I think you may be able to sell them or release them to the wild. I can't remember. It's been a while since I played. I finally got to start working on my computer. Um, but anyways, let's continue. Oh, I guess we wanted that tree after all. So basically, you're gonna hit the undo button, and there it is. It's back. All right. So, basically, yeah, you can undo everything. The last thing you did to fix something. Let's say you screwed up, put a tree where you didn't want a tree, or put a path the wrong direction. I've done that before. It's kind of stupid. Uh, so basically, yeah, you can just click the undo button, and it'll go back to the way you did. However, it's only that action. Um, okay. Next, it's time to start building. So we're going to hit our construction panel. So it's going to where you find to go to find fences, paths, buildings, scenery objects, and basically, yeah, like raised paths, show aquarium tanks, your zoo rides, and the show stuff. Okay. So we're going to, you can basically do freeform fences, square fences, or octagonal fences. We're just going to go with our rectangle fence. So basically, it's so easy to make fences with this tool. What you're going to do is get the chain link, which is the only fence we have so far. You're going to click it once and drag it around to here. One nice thing is with this option, it's not going to let me do it now, but you'll be able to put a gate and a donation box right away when you use this tool, like the square or octagonal fences. Okay, so here's the basic enclosure. Um, Later we can make the octagonal one. It's just up to you when you want to do it. So it's going to have us put in a staff gate. This lets staff get in and out. You kind of want that. The only time you don't want it is if you're going to be the zookeeper and you just basically pop in and out of your exhibits. Okay, next, it's going to have us put a donation box. So this is the scenery buy tab. Here we go. We're going to put it right here. Why not? Basically, donation boxes are great. They'll get you cash, extra cash. It's placing multiple ones will be nice. Because not all sometimes they crowd around them and sometimes they get angry. If there's not enough donation boxes either, they'll kind of let you know. Okay, so make sure they're by every exhibit. That way you get donations. Next, we're going to add a path. So here are the different types of paths. Some of them are pack specific, some are just, boring. So it doesn't matter. We're just going to choose an asphalt path, and they're just exactly like fences. You're going to go like this, and you can even scroll out a little bit. Well, sometimes you can like hit it twice and then go that way. Or yeah, there we go. Just it'll take it places. Okay, this way you have more space for your guests to go around so they don't all hover in one spot. I've had it where it kind of glitched out and they all hovered in between picnic tables because I placed them too close together. AI is not very smart. Okay, anyways, make sure the paths aren't too far. Make sure there's paths because they won't go see it if there's not paths. That way they won't miss out on your animals and you won't miss out on the donations. Again, you want to make sure they're right by the donation boxes as well. Because guests won't go where there isn't paths. Next, we're going to build a building. You can find all the buildings. Usually food is mostly food, like other amusement stuff. But they want us to place a hot dog and a drink stand. So I'll put hot dog, drink right beside it, and then our pretzel stand right here. So guests get hungry, thirsty, and need to use the restroom once in a while. If you don't have the amenities, they may just leave and never. Well, they'll come back, but they'll be really unhappy, and they most likely won't give you donations, and they'll just leave early. They'll just go see the animals and like, okay, bye, and not stay longer. Usually, food and restrooms will get them to stay a bit longer. So, selecting objects. So you can click your object, and we're cutting the pretzel one. Sorry. All right, pretzel card selected. Note they have an information panel opens up showing the item you have selected. Don't worry about all the things in this panel for now. We'll come back later to this in more detail later. I probably should be reading these for you guys, but I feel like I'm hovering around long enough that you can as well. Anyway, so you can move objects. Many objects can be moved to other locations, though there are some that can't be. Once you've selected an object, you can pick it up. Pick up building button, which is this little guy here. You can also just click on the object once it is selected. And now we're going to move the pretzel cart to the side. Why not? You could also rotate them by using the little those keys, or by clicking and holding the left mouse button when you move your cursor around, just like this. Oh, I can't do it right now because it wants me to do something else. Anyways, click on the animals button to open the animal adoption panel. This is where you'll obtain animals for your zoo. We are going to adopt an elephant right here. So now we have an African elephant in our zoo. Excellent, you have a new animal. Guests will come to see the animals. So if you have no animals, you'll have no guests. Click the check button. Sure. And now we need food and water for the animal because, they need to eat. Basically, we'll tell you more about how to determine what your animal eats later, but for now, click the check button. So we're going to place a food trough and a water trough. Why not? This will basically get their hunger and thirst needs unaccounted for. In later games, you don't really necessarily need the water trough. You can just put some water in the exhibit and they usually drink it. So now we are needing to get a shelter because everything in the world needs some shelter once in a while. They might sleep. Also for privacy. Privacy is a huge thing, so we need to research it. Certain advanced objects need to be studied so you can have access to them. You can do so by clicking the research tab. It takes time and money. Once it's completed, it'll be available just for the rest of the game. Luckily, this game is super nice and will do it really fast for you. Not all the time will be this quick. So now we're going to place our elephant's shelter. Great! Now we have some privacy for our elephants. Now, we need to give it some enrichment. Enrichment is very important. Okay, so we're just going to use the pursuit ball. Different species have different levels of interest in enrichment objects for stimulation. We'll go into more about what items stimulate each animal. Now, we're going to landscape our exhibit. Compared to Zoo Tycoon the first, I'm going to call it, before you had like individual little individual little things, and now it's just like one uniform thing you can use. Landscaping panel, anyways, is where you need to create a proper habitat known as a biome. So now we're going to look for the savanna biome. There it is. I always prefer grass and dirt. And now we will make it a little bit bigger. And oh, I hate when they do that. Just let me finish. There we go. There you go, water. Why not? It's okay. Oh, our tree. Oh, look, there it is. All right, you can pause the game and you can play the game. All right, if your life beckons, which, yeah, sometimes it happens, just basically, yeah, unpause it and there you go. This is taking a lot longer than I had planned. Anyways, open the staff one. This is where you'll find workers to handle the general zoo, maintenance, animal care, and guest education. So we're going to hire a zookeeper. That way they can take care of our elephant. Then we're going to need an educator. So basically they speak on a podium, which we will need to get. Here is our educator podium. You can put it right there. Let's turn it around. I put that too close to the exhibit. Whoops. Okay. So now that your educator has a podium to speak, they can go to work by educating the guests. And that is it for this one. So I gotta stop talking and just complete the dang tutorials because that was silly. It shouldn't have taken me this long to do this. Anyways, so this is our construction tutorial. Next, we will do basically all the information stuff. Until then, I will see you guys later.